Hey everybody, Drawing Chaos here with another Satisfactory Designs. And today we are building a coal power plant. Yes, this is early game, but I've designed this in update number 6, but you can make it in update number 5 just as well. And I'm thinking it looking pretty snazzy considering, what we used to have to deal with. So if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Only takes a second. It means a lot to me, I'll tell you that much. But this is going to be one amazing build, and you're going to love it. Guaranteed. Or your money back. You can give me money. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. Alright, step number 1 is you're going to want to go into your logistics and grab a pipeline junction cross. Because we are going to be building on the water, which it works perfectly on the water, we want to make sure that our water extractor matches up really good to these. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't match up perfectly and we're going to have to change the heights. Now, even if you change it to, like, say, a Mark 1, that might not be the proper height that you want. Because if you can see right here, it is still too tall. One of the things you can do is you can actually grab a frame floor. Now the best thing to do about this is you can either put it on the side, like so, and then go underneath it, or what you can do is you can grab it and put it on top, and then go across and see how it goes a different height. Two different ways, and you can actually see which one is better. So you can see maybe this one right here will work, or maybe this one. So if I go for this height, as you can see, this height is perfect, but if I went for this one, this would just be a little bit off. So I want to go for this height right here. So once you get the proper foundation height, you want to build yourself something that is a foundation of 8 by 9. And you're going to build this of whatever foundation of your choice. I'm building concrete because that's usually the only thing that you have thus far. Now the section that you have 8, you want to go in the middle 4 deep, so 4, and you're going to build a one that is right in the middle of this. Easiest way to do this is if you have the catwalk crossing, you can build one of those, and that allows you to build right over here. Then you're just going to build 7 across, and we'll get rid of this for good measure. So now what I want to do is I want to go in 1 foundation and 2 over. So as you can see right here, I am going right here and I'm building 2 up. So that is 1, 1, 2. There we go. Then I'm going to put a 1 meter foundation, and then I'm going to zoop in a 1 meter foundation that is going to be 6 across. And this is going to go all the way over to mirror. There we go. So essentially we have ourselves a 6 by 5. Now that we got all this, we are ready to build some coal generators, and we're going to use these white lines to our advantage. Now we want to find where the middle is right over here, and then we are going to line the white line up. So as you can see right here, I want to go right there. So if I hit enter, I can get rid of all that stuff, put this down, and then I can show you exactly where it is. See that line that's straight in the middle? I want that just to tick off. And if I turn one around, I can do the thing on the other side. Let's see if I can get it in view. So normally it would go right there, but 1 tick over, and we should see how we're right on the line. We don't need that. We need it 1 more tick over. So instead of right there, 1 more over right here. So we got this little gap right in the middle. Then as you can see on the front where it's lined up, we can actually get another one right next to it. Then we can bring another one all the way over where I want the white line to line up right on this line right here. So we're going to put another one right next to that. So we have a gap right in the center while also having a gap right in the middle going down, and perfectly in the middle. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now we have 4 coal generators on the bottom with this nice little foundation right on top. Now we're going to start putting coal generators on the top, and we are going against the side, so see how the line lines up again? But this time I want it hanging off just a bit. So as you can see right there, I have it hanging off, and then we will line this up on the other side, and it fits 4 perfectly, and it's hanging off the edge just a smidgen. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So as you can see, they are merged perfectly together and link up all the way down, and they only hang off just a smidgen. Next up, I don't want to have this thing looking like it's just floating, so we're going to put in some glass walls going down. Then I'm going to put in a 1 meter color wall going through, and then another glass wall going down. So we have glass, 1 meter, glass. And then at the very top, I want to put in a basic wall going all the way around, you know, kind of give it some flair. And I can continue this going all the way across, and even on this side and the front as well. And then of course we're going to do the same thing on this side with glass, and then glass, with the basic wall in the middle. Now what I want to do is I want to put this frame wall in, but if you hit the rotating key in the center of the mouse, you can actually put it inside or outside. So I want it hanging outside. As you can see, it hangs off, whereas if you do it the other way, it hangs on the inside. We don't want it on the inside, we want it on the outside. So we're going to do it across the top, and then we're going to do it across the bottom, and of course we're going to do it on the other side as well. Then for a little difference, I am going to get rid of the frame window in the center, so it kind of feels a little bit more open, and if I actually wanted to walk through the center, I could. Next up, I'm going to take a metal beam. Now you can do a painted beam if you want, and I'm going to basically make a trim around it. As you can see right there, it perfectly goes on the side. And then of course, I'm aiming at the concrete, so it gives me that perfect line. And then, but this one, I'm going to try and get exactly at the center, which is 24 meters. Then what I want to do is I want to grab one from the center, and I want to go all the way in the middle to the other edge over here. And then I'm going to connect in between these as well. This will just add in for an extra little flair, making it look really cool. Now, while we're in here, we can do power lines. So if we go into our power, grab in some power lines, what we can do is we can actually just clip this right in the middle and have these going all the way down. So in the middle of each of these on the bottom, we are going to have one of these going down. So that's connected there. Then I want one straight in the middle over here, and then of course in the middle on the two that are the 4 that are over here. So I have those 4 connected, I have those 4 connected. Now I need these ones up here connected. So we need to find the exact center of theirs. So what I want is I want to find the center of this. So if I look over here, this is where the line is on the side. So I'm going to go to the middle one, and I'm going to go over. Then for this one, I am going for the connecting piece where these 2 foundations connect, and then I'm going to go over to the right. So once I grab this one, I'm going to go into the center. I'm going to find the line, and then I'm going to go 1 over, and then I can connect this one right here. Then I need to grab the other one, which is this one, and I need to find where the 2 foundations meet together. Not this one, but this one, and then I need to go 1 over. So 1 right here. And then we'll go and we'll grab around, and we'll get that one right there. So now these 2 are connected to this, and the other 2 are connected to this one, and then this goes in the middle, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. Now before we're done with the power, I just want to make one extra one where I connect it to the edge, and I bring it up like this. And as you can see, it kind of hangs off. It should be fine. If you don't like that, what you can do is you can grab another power line, connect it, and have it just hang from here. Alright, we're doing really good. Now next up, we want to hook up all the piping first. So get yourself a pipeline junction cross, and you're going to aim for that white bar that we put in the middle. Next, what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a wall, and I use the glass wall just for fun, and then I'm going to grab myself another 1 meter basic wall going across. And then I can grab the junction cross, and I can aim it perfectly to go with each one. And now we're ready to hook up water. Now I like to use the horizon to vertical, so if you hit the R button you can actually choose which one you want to hit. And then I just start connecting up the bottoms to these, and then of course the top like so. Once you have each junction hooked up to their own individual coal generator, you want to start linking them together. So on one side they're going to be linked all the way up like so. Then what you want to do is you want to grab this one and bring it all the way down, and you're going to basically aim it to the line, as you can see right here. Click, lift all the way up to as high as it goes, and then it just perfectly goes around. Now on the sides, well actually the front and the back, you're only going to link up these two. So 1, 2, then you have the 4 in the back, then it's going to come over here and we're going to do the same thing that we had, just line it up, click it all the way up, and then it goes perfectly over, and then you're going to link these two as well. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hooked up to one line, and we're going to hook up the other 8 over here as well. Now with all the liquids hooked up, we are ready for the solids, and that means we're going to need belts and a splitter. So the splitter, we're going to start off going all the way in the back right here and put it exactly in the middle. This is all the back side. Once we have it in the middle, we are going to turn it the proper way, and we are just going to go around the edge, and we are going to put a splitter for each and every single one of these coal generators. So once we get around, we are going to go over here. Now this one's going to be tricky because you're going to want to get right here, but you're going to want to get right in the middle. So it's going to link up right there. So this one, make sure it's right there. So as you can see, I have all 4 of these lined up with the ones up there. Then bring the ones in the front, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to start belting it up. Take a Conveyor Belt Mark II, and you're going to go around the entire perimeter on both sides with a Mark II. And because I like OCD, I'm going to go all the way to the edge, and then go back 1, 2, and that'll give me a perfect 90-degree angle. Alright, once you connect all of them around, you want to switch over to your Conveyor Belt Mark I, which is up here, and you're going to connect each coal generator with a Mark I. Now you got the belting up, you want to connect these ones up here. What we need to do is we need to take a conveyor lift Mark I, and we're going to do this. We're going to connect one up like so, and then we're going to connect another one and aim it up 1, 2, and it's perfectly in there. Now we're going to take a belt and connect it up to the edge of there because it doesn't reach all the way over, but this definitely does look pretty cool than if you had one going all the way up like this. I think this is just a little bit better having it like go inward. Alright, and now we're ready for the final stage of building. So what you want to do is you want to grab a pipeline junction cross, and we're going to go for the second foundation right in the middle. Now we want to go one over, so that way we can actually fit one junction cross in the center. That's going to be very important come later. Then you're going to take a water extractor and you want to hold control, and that'll aim it up perfectly as you go. And you can get it close to it if you want. I wait until I see that second green line right there, and there we go. That'll build it perfectly, and because we aimed it right for the height, it's going to fit very nice. Now what you want to do is you want to hold control, and you can go next to this one and it'll put you one right next to it. So these are really nice and tight now. Then we're going to do the other side. If you aim at a foundation and use a rotate, it'll rotate at 90 degrees, whereas if you're in the water, it'll actually rotate at like 5 or 10 degrees. I forget which one it is. Then we're going to take ourselves a nice pipeline junction cross, and this should be right here, yes. So that'll line up with that nice line, OCD for the win. And then of course we'll have this one that'll line up perfectly like so. Then what you want to do is you want to grab a power line, and you're going to connect from right here into the middle, right like so. And you're going to put one in the middle of each of these pipeline junctions. Now whatever for, well, now you can connect these right in the center, and they go from the side to the center, so none of them clip. And they look pretty cool. Now you want to take a pipeline, and you're going to connect each of the pipelines going across, and then of course right to the machine. So once you have everything connected, you're going to want to grab the pipeline, and you're going to basically go all the way to where it is, right here, and then you go 2 back. So you're going to be right in the middle right there. And these are just going to come straight down and right like so. Now you're going to connect this all the way up to here, and then this one, you're going to aim right for there, and you're going to go up as high as you can go. And because I like OCD and everything, I'm going to get rid of that part right there, but there's really 2 pieces going across. Now, what you want to do is you want to grab this pipeline support, and we are going to aim it for right under here, and we're going to have this going all the way up top. Now, there is a special reason for that, and you'll see in just a second. So we have that going right there. Now let's grab the pipeline, and we're going to connect from here, the backside, all the way to over here, and it's going to loop over like so, and it's going to look pretty cool when it goes around. And now because we have it set to vertical, it's going to be a perfect kind of loop going over here, and it looks really good going all the way across. Now what's next is we're going to connect this one going all the way down, and I like to put one in the middle because I'm OCD and it looks really nice. So once we get to the edge, we want to bring it all the way down and go right to this line as high as it goes, and then we can loop it over. Same thing with over here, we grab it all the way down, go up as high as we can go, and then loop it over. Perfect. And the last thing that we're going to need is we're going to need a conveyor belt, and we're going to need Conveyor Belt Mark III. Now we want to go from here all the way to the center. I like getting it right nice and perfect. And then we're going to bring it. Now normally I would say go right here, but let's go all the way to the edge. So we're going to need it right there, and then what we can do is we can grab it all the way to the edge over here. So now you can see it goes just perfectly all the way over there, and yeah, it does clip into the power poles. You can put a beam going all the way across, but I kind of like having it like this. It looks pretty cool. Next thing you want to do is you want to hook up some power so that these water generators can run, and that way we can actually get power. And if we look over here, all we need is 120 megawatts of power. Now that is only 4 biomass burners, and we don't need them running that long. So if we can go over here, we'll grab some power line, put that over here, and that will run these a little bit and start filling up the water. Once the water is nice and filled up, then you can bring some coal over here because you want the water full up before you start running any coal. Alright, there we go, and now we are ready to hook up our belt of coal. The best part about this is, once this is actually filled up with water, you can actually take away the power, then just connect the Mark Belt 3 up to there, and it only takes 2 of these coal generators to run everything over here. There we go, we got the coal coming there, and then it starts splitting off and going into the coal generators at the same-ish time. Alright, and with that all done, now we just do some final touches. Like, I want to come over here and grab in beam connectors, make sure they're perfect, and put them at certain points. So right here, right in the middle of each one of those, you know, just for little fancy touches and stuff like that. And then of course I want one right in the center. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but you can get it and it looks perfect. And then another thing I like to add is like these framed walls, if I can grab it. So these frame walls, I want something going around the edge, but I don't want them just sticking out like this. So what you can do is you actually take the road barrier, so you're going to go up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side, right from the middle. So up 2, over 2, either way, same thing really. And then you're going to aim it for the outside. We'll do default first. And then if I get rid of both of those, now I can take this down, make sure it's on the outside, and then I can just zoop it across. So if we do 4 going there, that's perfect. And on this side, we have to do 5. And you're gonna end up doing this at each and every corner because although they connect perfectly, they don't connect conclusively, I guess is the way to word it. And there you go, you built your own little coal generator. And it's going to take some time before the coal actually gets up because unfortunately this is a manifold system and not a perfect split, but don't worry, it will fill up eventually and it'll start evening out at 1200 megawatts. As you can see, this one right over here had already been built earlier, and you can see it's 1200 megawatts and it only uses 10% of that to run the water. Well, that is it. I hope you liked this tutorial. Sorry it took so long, but you get this nice fancy coal generator plant to use. Sorry it doesn't use more power, but these things are a little more difficult, although in Update 5 having this more condensed does kind of look pretty cool, you know, considering what we had to deal with earlier. But thank you for joining me. I will see you all in the next one, and you have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Bye, buddy.